When I started journalism, it was always my dream to do that. It was always my dream to go find those people who are not allowed to speak.
In 2020, Tanushree Pandey covered a story that she will never forget. She heard reports that a woman had been gang raped in the state of Uttar Pradesh, a state ruled by the Hindu nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party. The news channel, India Today, assigned Tanushree to work on the story. But when she reached the location, she witnessed another crime.
क्या है सर, बॉडी है कि नहीं है?
मेरी ड्यूटी यहाँ पर है आप लोगों को इस बताने के लिए कि आप लोग आगे ना बढ़े बस यहाँ
मैं
पर।
आगे नहीं बढ़ रही हूँ, आप मुझे बता दीजिए क्या चल रहा है?
आप इस बारे में डीएम साहब से पूछना
क्या चल रहा है,
है।
सर?
डीएम साहब से आपकी बात हुई है?
क्या चल रहा है?
डीएम साहब से बात हुई है
सर,
आपकी?
चल क्या रहा है?
डीएम
The
साहब
police barricaded the media. They took the body of the girl, of the victim out, and they cremated her without the family's consent, going against their will, forcibly.
Everything happened in the middle of the night, and Tanushree couldn't reach her colleagues in the newsroom. She took to Twitter to expose the injustice. By the next morning, her post had gone viral. Leaders of the opposition party, including Rahul Gandhi, were demanding answers from Narendra Modi's BJP government.
The first reaction I got from my channel was one line, which probably I'm never going to forget. I was asked by one of the biggest editors that, why has Rahul Gandhi tweeted your video? Are you stupid? Do you know that this can actually cost you your job? So they slightly started to sideline me. I think in a week I was put off air. Some of the editors also told me in those many words that you really have to watch what you do. And I think what they were trying to tell me is that probably you have to start towing the government's line.
What happened to Tanushree is a good example of how TV news in India has evolved since Modi came to power. Channels like Republic TV, Times Now, India Today, Zee News, and News 24 are accused of having biased editorial policies which are in direct line with the ruling party's views. Ravish Kumar worked at NDTV for nearly 3 decades. The channel was then one of the most respected networks across India. 2 years ago, when Gautam Adani, a businessman and friend of the Prime Minister, bought the channel, Ravish decided to quit.
This will be the first election when I won't be making notes till late at night, and I won't be grabbing my tie and jacket to run to the studio in the morning. I feel this is now a passion for me, to integrate and aggregate these things and produce it for the Hindi masses, because they don't have many sources of information.
Now Ravish runs his own show on YouTube. It has over 11 million subscribers. He coined the term Godi Media to depict 24/7 news channels. The word translates to lapdog media or news that acts as an extension of Modi's agenda.
He's not even facing any question or counter-question. He's just giving a lecture about his spiritual feelings, his hallucinations. He describes himself as being God-sent and that some noble soul has sent him. Even when the Prime Minister is lying, the media is publishing it as it is. They're not giving any counterfacts and pointing out that this man is lying. The media is their ally.
Every day, these media allies find new ways to praise the Prime Minister.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a knockout punch by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ahead of the 2024 Mahabharat. The Prime Minister has vanquished all the opposition.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. #Brand Modi.
In the months leading up to the 2024 general elections, TV channels took the promotion of Modi one step further.
मैं दूसरे वाले राहुल की भी बात करता हूँ। पर आपकी जो छवि है वो है गरीबों के मसीहा की छवि। हमने देखा महिलाएं कैसे रोने लगती हैं जब आप जाते हैं।
नेशन वांट्स टू नो आप इतने रिलैक्स्ड कैसे रहते हैं?
जेन जी जनरेशन आपसे पूछना चाहती है, आपका कोई बेस्ट फ्रेंड है? नरेंद्र मोदी का कोई बेस्ट फ्रेंड है? BFF, बेस्ट फ्रेंड फॉर
जो भी
Whoever says that in the near future India's democracy is going to be weak, it is the very media that have consistently worked to end democracy in this country.
कि डेमोक्रेसी खत्म हो जाए।
For 2 months, we reached out to different TV channels and anchors. Nobody wanted to speak to us, except for Sudarshan TV. Based in the outskirts of Delhi, For 20 years, this channel has been broadcasting news with a jingoistic tone.
Let's focus on this government nomination issue. Then we'll see.
Suresh Chauhanke is the founder and editor-in-chief. He overlooks the newsroom's daily agenda.
Other news channels may run other things, but for me the story is the two attacks that happened today. One is the attack on a chief minister, and the other is the attack that happened on Hindus on their way to a temple.
Suresh is on a mission. He doesn't feel the need to be impartial. For him, journalism is a way to further his nationalistic views.
No journalist can be neutral or unbiased. The word journalist is part of being an activist. The right wing's view is entirely missing. This is not okay. That's why I'm okay to listen to anyone's view. Everyone has a right to have their justifications, but you cannot be anti-India, anti-Hindu. You cannot be spreading the narrative of the enemy. That is wrong.
One of Suresh's favorite topics is the alleged threat faced by Hindus from religious minorities. This narrative that the Hindu majority is in danger is widely used by the ruling party to garner support.
मुस्लिम आरक्षण एक और पाकिस्तान की तैयारी होने देंगे क्या? हिंदुस्तान में करोड़ से ज्यादा संख्या में लड़कियां लव जिहाद का शिकार होने के बाद भी अब लव जिहाद है ये मानने के लिए जो तैयार नहीं है, ऐसे लोगों के लिए बड़ा ही डरावना और खतरनाक घटनाक्रम मैं आपके सामने लेकर आया हूं.
I have made a list of 45 different kinds of jihad. The main worry is what will happen to the Hindu. The aim is, will the Hindu survive or not? Will Hindustan survive? Will self-respect survive? Islam is a political movement they are continuing to capture. Then there will come a day when we will wonder what will happen to our children, to our children's children as well.
Suresh is not the only one who believes this.
हिंदुओं की हत्याएं कर रहे हैं, हिंदू बहन बेटियों से रेप कर रहे हैं, हिंदुओं के घरों में आग लगाई जा रही है.
If this story wasn't a chilling reminder of an alleged radical plot to Islamize Indian society, I would have been tempted to dismiss it.
यानी हिंदुओं की हिस्सेदारी 7.82% कम हुई और मुसलमानों की हिस्सेदारी इन्हीं 65 वर्षों में 43.15% बढ़ गई.
Shows like these are regularly dissected by News Laundry, an independent news organization and media watchdog. Manisha Pandey, the executive editor, and her team spend hours documenting the content that is broadcast on channels every day.
I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. 4th of June, we'll meet again and we'll get you the fastest results.
So you can repeat it. Just keeping my fingers.
And she still has the fingers crossed.
Every week, in her show called Nuisance, Manisha uses satire to expose TV anchors and force viewers to introspect.
There's news, there's sense, and there's nuisance. This show is all about that last bit. We are back after a week's break.
In a recent survey, the team analyzed over 400 primetime debates across 6 TV channels for a period of 12 days.
We found that more than 50% of shows across these channels were dedicated to demonizing the opposition, which means constantly telling viewers that the opposition is unstable. I mean, I think over the past 5 years, the big thrust has always been to sometimes use fake news to say that the opposition is doing something wrong or they're anti-Hindu or whatever, or sometimes just use propaganda to constantly give a sense to the Indian public at large that they're not fit for power, they're not fit to rule.
Night after night, hundreds of anchors take over Indian TV screens. For Manisha, most of them are inspired by one man.
Arnab Goswami of Republic TV now and formerly of Times Now kind of symbolizes that anchor, you know, who's supposed to be angry and hectoring everyone. And I think you can, I guess, credit him with this format of talk TV where there's anger, there's fighting, there's aggression. But when government changes and, you know, the BJP comes to power, it just transforms into asking questions, angry questions of the opposition. So suddenly, it just wasn't important what the government was doing. The questions had to be directed at people or at opposition or dissenting voices.
The impact of such hate-filled TV programs is visible off-screen. The case of Umar Khalid is a good example. For the last 4 years, his partner, Banjotsana Lahiri, has been fighting for him to be released from jail. In 2020, Umar was accused of inciting communal riots in Delhi. But according to Banjotsana, Umar's journey from being a student dissenter to being an anti-national was entirely plotted in front of the camera. It began in 2016 on a panel hosted by TV host Arnab Goswami.
Someone's going to name you as anti-national, and I'm naming you as anti-national tonight. Someone's got to say and question who's funding you, and I'm asking you today who's funding you.
We realized the power of media to vilify someone in live TV and to shut people up, cut out their mic if they don't like your voice to be heard and all that. At that point of time, we didn't realize how huge this is going to be. And even Umar also, when he came back, he was more in shock. Like what exactly happened? Like, why was I ambushed on live TV?
The dangerous Tukre gang leader Umar Khalid has been arrested. The masterminds are facing the music.
Umar Khalid's trial hasn't begun yet. However, night after night, the media has repeatedly convicted him.
They had identified Umar as an educated Muslim student who they wanted to vilify, because that was one way to, get to the entire Muslim community that eventually we'll see.
On June 4th, 2024, the Modi government returned to power for the third time. However, unlike the last two victories, the BJP did not secure a majority. The visibly shaken party is now forced to rule along with its alliance partners. It remains to be seen if the new political balance will have an impact on TV channels and if anchors will change their tone. But for many in India, the trust in mainstream media has been fractured and the damage is beyond repair.